So figured it was time for a little bit of an update. Quite conscious it's been about a month, I think, since the last update. And yeah, so I think there's a few reasons for the silence. First reason, I guess, is actually Jack's been pretty busy doing lots of work, traveling the country, seeing people. So he hasn't been around that much. I also haven't been at home that much. So kind of opportunities for us to get together and film properly have been pretty limited. And yeah, I'm not the sort of person that thinks that you all want to just sit there and listen to me. So I have not done as much just filming of me because, yeah, I'm not very good at it. Yeah, then the second reason is things haven't really been progressing as I wanted post the most recent hip injury. So I think last time I just had the steroid injection. So yeah, we had the hip injury that we weren't really sure what it was, but we thought with the inflammation, the steroid injection might just chill it all out and let me actually train. However, the steroid injection basically did absolutely nothing. I was actually more sensible than the doctors had even suggested. They sort of said, make sure you take 2 or 3 days off. I took a whole week off to try and let the steroid settle and give it the best chance of working. However, like I said, steroid did absolutely nothing. So I had a pretty sort of rough couple of weeks around that of realising that I'm yet again in a point where I have an injury that people don't know what it is. I don't have any kind of line of sight on kind of how to make it better or what the timelines might be. And after the last kind of 3.5 years of it being like that with the calves and with other stuff, yeah, actually mentally I just found that really, really hard. Yeah, I think if it's like a one-off or every now and then you can kind of deal with it, but yeah, literally the last 3.5 years it feels like every 2 or 3 months I've had to basically deal with some kind of injury like that, pick myself back up, try and mentally get myself back in a point of training, even though you don't know how long that's going to be for and whether the recovery is actually working, whether you're actually going to ever get back to racing. So yeah, so mentally just had a really tough time of it. And on top of that, I've also definitely been struggling more broadly with health this year. So kind of took the opportunity to look a bit more into that and kind of figure out, is there something else going on? So I ended up, actually, like the good thing is I've ruled quite a lot of horrible things out. So actually as part of the hip examination, one of the things we were worried about was rheumatoid arthritis. Managed to rule that out, so that's really good. The one positive of the steroid injection not working is that it means that there's not anything majorly wrong with the hip joint. So that's also good. Not that helpful when we don't know what's causing the inflammation, but still. And then, yeah, so then got a load of other specific blood tests to kind of look into general health. Managed to rule out Lyme's disease, which is again really positive. Did come back with a positive for Epstein-Barr, which would make like not kind of not being live at the moment, but definitely having had that in the past, which again I don't know whether that would have just hit around South Africa or whether it was again like a previous sort of infection that then flared up again, but kind of makes sense as to why I felt so rough after South Africa, why it kind of dragged on a bit and why I've had a few sort of flare-ups of feeling really rough the last few months. So yeah, kind of again, helpful to know, but not that helpful because there's not a huge amount you can do about it. But again, also tried to rule out some other stuff because was looking into all of the various things of what could all be getting into this. Started going down the track of looking into sort of perimenopause, because that was one of the potential possibilities. Again, you can't really necessarily properly test for that because your hormones fluctuate so much. But I think we've managed to kind of rule that out as a possibility, mainly based off having spoken to like my family. There's not really any history of it coming on early, my side. So yeah, lots of like positive, but as you like, lots of little sort of rabbit holes I've kind of gone down in terms of looking into the health and what might be going on, and trying to rule stuff out. So, but yeah, I guess in terms of then what I've been up to, decided to take another sort of break. It felt like with some of the health stuff going on, and then with the hip not really getting any better, and like, again, mainly mentally, I just needed a break from triathlon, which happened to coincide with family holiday in Scotland. So that was really, really good. Had a really, really nice time. So yeah, and then since that, been basically trying to exercise again a bit, because I think the other issue is that I also then mentally struggle if I can't exercise. So been trying to get the balance of like not overdoing it, trying to be sensible with how the hip feels, but also trying to get out and enjoy it. So been able to join some of the really fun local rides, which would be really good, and has definitely made it feel actually like fun again. I think when you've spent so many years with exercise being, I guess, like also the thing that you're doing as a job, and with such specific goals, I guess it becomes quite, what's the right word? Like kind of quite prescribed and almost mechanical, and like obviously repetitive, because consistency is the main thing that gets you anywhere. But you do forget actually how nice it is to just get out and do the fun stuff. So that's been actually really nice. In terms of what's next, it's kind of hard to judge at the moment. There's still the optimistic part of me that hopes maybe the hip will chill out in a week and I'll be able to actually get a block of training in and still maybe do Wales. It's not looking that likely, but that's the kind of the super optimistic hope. Other than that, I've got a few gravel things that I'm looking at. So the British National Champs, which is in a few weeks, and then Gravelburn at the end of October. So yeah, there's options of stuff to do, and yeah, I think the kind of the broader piece of trying to just get back to being happy, because yeah, it's been a pretty rough few years. So on the plus side, has also given me lots of time to think about the kind of what might I want to do next. Some of like trying to work out a bit more what might that look like, because also want to be in a point where I'm prepared for it. And I guess the other side of that also is it's obviously now been quite a few years since I actually earned proper money from triathlon, and having come from a corporate background, that's also quite hard. So also trying to figure out how can I actually make a bit of money. So yeah, there's nothing hugely exciting to report on. However, hopefully a bit of an update of just why it's been so quiet, and what might be next. But as ever, hugely appreciate all the support. It means a lot, and all the people I've had either come up and talk to me, like some of the people I spoke to at Ironman Leeds, which was epic to watch. Really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be back racing soon.